And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Never Second in Rome. I believe this is the 11th part of recording for it. Beginning of the third stream. We just finished in the previous part the training phase for part 6, so we're going to hit the move on button. In like one opinion with Caesar. Hundreds of ships are ready by the time Caesar's back to resume his operations. He visits your winter camp and dresses the troops with his usual masterful inclusion. He calls them comrades and commends their tremendous efforts. The men are beaming. You and your ships must gather with the rest of the fleet at the Portus Itius. From there, the crossing to the island of Britannia is only 30 miles. When you arrive at the harbor, Caesar is not present. He is headed for the country of the Truvii to the east with half the legion and 800 horsemen. The Drurini have not been responding when summoned for council meetings. There are rumors that one of their most influential leaders has entertained thought of breaking their friendship with Rome. They're a large and powerful tribe. The cavalry is regarded as the strongest in all of Gallia. Cannot leave for Britannia before the matter is resolved. As you wait for the proconsul and the 4 legions to be back from the land of Treveni, several contingents of horsemen join you, summoned from all over Gallia. Caesar returns after a relatively short time. The situation the Treveni has been resolved without bloodshed. He obtained hostages from the rebellious nobleman Indutumarius and reinforced the leadership of another chieftain loyal to Rome. In the meantime, all the preparations for the crossing have been completed. There are over 500 new transports built during the winter, as well as 28 warships and a few hundred older ships. The horsemen provided by the Gauls amount to 4,000. 5 legions are selected for the expedition, along with half the available cavalry, personally handpicked by the proconsul. The 7th and the 10th, who gained precious experience in Britannia last year, will be part of this force. So will your 11th. The remaining 3 legions and the other half of the auxiliaries will stay in Gallia with Labienus. The strong chorus wind blows from the northwest and forces your departure to be postponed. The days go slowly as you wait for the wind to drop. On the 5th morning, your friend Navius challenges your game Electinium, a tactical game in which each player moves pieces on a board divided into many equal squares. Each piece is supposed to represent a highwayman battle. I'll accept. How much do you want to bet? Well, we'll keep the bet low, like 5. Except a slight nod. Both plays itself next to the board. We immediately lose it, and I suppose if we win the game, we get the money back. And we did, in this case, succeed at the check, winning the game. Your friend hits his fist on the table as you move to trap his pod. He was continuing to disrupt your defense. He keeps losing his pieces 1 by 1 until he concedes and proposes a rematch. So we've gained 10 Sestertii. So I could accept or I could refuse. He's going to be a little more focused this time around. We'll accept. This time he pays a little more carefully. So he got +3 on that, but that didn't bring him up to the 65, so we still end up winning. A small crowd gather around you. Patiently spin your web. Ben falls, ready to attack its horse. Too late, you've won again. +5 troop opinion. Cool. A week goes by, the weather does not improve. The wait is tedious, but you get paid just the same. The men did not seem to mind, although it is said that Caesar is getting impatient. It takes 25 days for the weather to become acceptable, but before you can embark, a disturbing episode takes place. Among your auxiliary cavalry, there is a substantial group sent by the Duini, closest allies among the Gauls. Within them is Dumnorix, a powerful and valiant chieftain, very influential and with plenty of ambition. There are also rumors about him. He was the one who stole your provisions near Betrishka 4 years ago, during the war with the Helvetii. Since the moment Caesar selected among the 2,000 cavalrymen to be part of the expedition to Britannia, Dumnorix has been making excuses to avoid departing, to no avail. Today, instead of obeying the order to embark, he gathered his men and rode off to the south. Caesar suspended the operation and sent a large host of cavalry in pursuit. When surrounded, Dumnorix refused to surrender and be brought back. Witnesses hear him shout that he was a free man of a free state right before he engaged his captors in a fight to the death. The rest of the Duini horsemen did not join him in the hopeless struggle and returned to Portus Itius peacefully. But horsemen selected for the expedition must be the ones that Caesar does not trust. He would rather keep them in front of his eyes than behind his back while he is absent in Gallia. We suspect Dumnorix feared a trap and that he would be disposed of at the earliest opportunity on the remote island. So we got a glimpse into what we think is going on. As you finally embark, you realize that the campaign feels quite different than usual. You're about to cross a strip of ocean and land on a mostly unexplored island. Last year's expedition scraped a little of the mystery of Britannia. Nevertheless, you perceive a certain tension among the troops, and you are not immune yourself. You set sail in the evening, aided by a breeze from the southwest. Okay, so temporarily our equipment penalties are suspended, presumably because we're not wearing them while we're sailing. When you wake up at dawn, you find a nasty surprise. True to the capricious nature of the weather in this area, the wind ceased in the middle of the night and the tide carried you off course. You can see Britannia on the port side. The tide has changed now, and it's in your favor. You must hurry. The legionaries man the oars and get down to work. So we can motivate them to go faster using our charisma, beat them with the vine staff, or they're doing fine. They don't need sprint. No. Charisma! Your words produce the desired effect. They seem to be rowing with more energy, and one might say even more enthusiasm. Strength plus endurance, so they're rolling a strength endurance check, because they're rowing, and they do succeed. Your soldiers are in excellent shape. The transport makes way as fast as the trireme. Plus 5 Caesar's opinion, our troops gain a little bit of discipline for success. By midday, you have reached your destination, a place selected by Caesar when he explored this island last summer. Mindful of last year's tales, you have been expecting hordes of warriors waiting for you on the shore. But you find nothing of the sort. There seems to be nobody around. Legionnaires immediately get to work to set up camp, while the scouts are set out to check the surroundings. When they get back, they are not alone. They have captured some prisoners. It is almost dinner time when your Pilus Prior sends for you. The prisoners have revealed that a small army had prepared a welcoming party on the shore, just like last summer. But when they saw your huge fleet, they were impressed enough they decided to move to safer ground. Now they're waiting for you not too far from here, in the interior. Caesar decided to pay them a surprise visit. You must be ready to leave at night. In the third watch, you inform your men and instruct them to go to sleep early. 10 cohorts and 300 horsemen have chosen to remain near the shore to guard the ships. Set off the rest of your army in the middle of the night. Darkness and caution forces you to advance slower than usual. It takes several hours to cover the 12 miles that separate the enemy position from your camp. You make contact with the natives when the sky is starting to light up. They pull back after skirmish with cavalry and find refuge in an elevated wooded area reinforced with logs. In the following hours, the enemy predicts several stories eager to disrupt your defense. See a group of natives armed javelins and small shields running towards your position. Wait for them to get closer, or throw a javelin at the leader while they're still far. We'll take the risk. Screw it up. Missile pierces the ground several places in defense with hostile groups. So my troops are not particularly infused with the fact that I missed. Oof, one of our guys takes a javelin to the head. Watch the skirmishers retreat towards the woods. Eventually, a ramp is stacked up against the barrier that protects the refuge. You observe with approval as the men of the 7th form a decido and break into the fortification. The fight is brief. Enemy retreats further north. Stop giving chase for a short time. Only a few daylight hours remain. The proconsul orders to build a new camp for the night. In the morning, your army is joined by riders bringing dire news from the landing site. There was a storm on the coast last night, and most of the ships had been seriously damaged. Measures taken to avoid the same mistakes as last year were useless. You were supposed to resume the chase of the fleeing enemy today, but the orders cancelled. You will stay here to defend this position while Caesar goes back to the shore to assess the damage with his own eyes. Seems you are stranded here for the time being. General mood is affected. Your lack of experience and inability to deal with this weather might cost you dearly. We got money. We'll vow to make a sacrifice to the gods. Again, it's a little bit of morale. You pledge an offering of 5 sheep in exchange for your safe return to the continent. You feel somewhat comforted. Many hours pass. Eventually, the courier arrives on the shore. Caesar needs engineers, as many as can be spared. Send yours along with the rest. Yes. Send our engineers. Back to landing site, your engineers prove that they have little envy in their elder brother's arms. Plus 20 Caesar's opinion. Ships are all pulled ashore. The fortification expanded to connect them to the camp and keep them protected. At first, not much happens at your camp as you wait for the news of the beach. On one morning, at sunrise, you see a group of people from the proconsul's staff discussing excitedly next to the complex water clock. We'll approach them and try to learn what they're talking about. One of them tells you the last few days they've been using the water clock to determine the length of the night in this place. They have repeated the measurement several times, and the results have always been the same. They're certain, beyond doubt, that the nights are shorter on this island than they are on the continent. I wonder what could be causing such a strange phenomenon. Personally, it's that we're farther north, but shouldn't be making that big of a difference. Take your leave. With each passing day, the presence of the enemy in the vicinity grows stronger and more organized. Your patrols do not play around and manage the proconsul, or manage to procure new prisoners, who in turn provide you with fresh information. There are tribes who live beyond a river called the Thames. They are usually at war with those who populate this area, but your presence here has urged them to form a temporary alliance. They are led by one Castlevinius. It takes 10 days for Caesar to be back from the coast. The ships that can be repaired are being fixed, and the messengers were sent to Labienus in Gallia in order to construction of more vessels. Proconsul wants to resume the operations immediately. Lingering fatigue is reduced, which we in theory haven't gotten anyway. And the one guy that we got injured is recovered some of his health. You are soon on the march. The auxiliary horsemen screen your column for the natives' cavalry and chariots as you advance to the north. Those charioteers are skilled, you have to give them credit, and they can drive those things almost anywhere. You eventually reach a decent place to set up camp. While most units get to work, your cohort and several more are stationed in the vicinity to provide protection. You are aware that the enemy is always close. Everyone around you looks tense, as if, in answer to your thoughts, you start to notice a familiar rumble below the racket from the building camps. More chariots. They emerge from the nearby wood and launch into attack. You must protect the camp. Each charioteer carries one warrior behind the driver. The vehicle moves in front of you, their passengers pelt you with javelins. Our legions attempt to protect themselves and fail. Missiles spread confusion amongst our ranks. Well, I suppose in this case, we didn't really suffer anything there. So it's probably if we'd succeeded, we got a buff. Or vice versa. If we'd failed, even worse, we probably would have had people injured. At the same time, charioteers tend to intimidate our men and break their formation with daring maneuvers. Checking discipline. Oh, and we were actually being told we had a malice there, -6 malice from failing the previous check. Our troops seem on the verge of panicking. Our Optio tries to keep the rear ranks in line, which is charisma. 2 times charisma plus awareness. And he fails. There is no route, but your formation has lost quite a bit of cohesion. So our unit's not doing super great. The enemy warriors jump down from the chariots and advance towards you, forming loose assault groups. You ask the gods' favor in the impending battle, of course. You're going to build a full-on altar. Jupiter, Mars. We've done Apollo. Have we done Venus? We have not done Venus. Let's do Venus. So our primary goal in this battle is to drive the enemy's cohesion below 15,000 or 1,500. They're at 1,664, so that shouldn't be too hard, and maintain our cohesion higher than theirs. We approach. We can either throw normally or throw in advance. Either way, we're at a disadvantage. If we throw in advance, we gain a lot, but so do they. Because I have superior javelin skill. Yeah, okay. I think we're just going to throw normally. Senator tries to gain the initiative, fails. They throw. Their targets are way off target. We throw. We fail. Okay, so both the sets of volleys miss. We're a little less determined than them. We're a little more resistant to fatigue. And they're coming in fierce. Let's try to hold steadfast. We met their fears. Yeah, it would actually bring us up to -3. I don't think it's worth going all out. It's the modifiers here. Commitment, charisma, int. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick to Steadfast. Oh, we managed to seize the initiative, so let's push this initiative in our favor by engaging the spear with a spearhead style attack on this turn. Managed to keep the initiative. Sentry suffers a little bit of damage from pulling a spearhead. We managed to force a combat here. So our guy that we told to lead the spearhead is in combat. No intimidation is an option here. +2 to hit. Let's do a simple feint. No little dice there. Try it again. There we go. Okay, let's try simple one again. +29 to hit. I think it's pretty decent for a torso swing, so take it. Hits, but only damages his stance. He's trying to recover his stance and fails. Only got a 16 here on the torso swing, so try to go for a simple. Oh, failed to damage his stance more. At this point, he's definitely going to recover. Yeah. Going for a feint. Nope. Another feint. No. Feint. Gets it off. Actually does some stance damage. 30 hit with the torso, go for it. Defended. Okay, this is the last round. Oh no, that was the last round. Okay, so my modest victory. Some damage to the enemy formation. They attempt to gain some momentum. We've got the momentum balanced again. Decent possibility we're going to lose the momentum, but we're going to maintain Steadfast. Oh, no, we rolled well and I maintained it. Get attack off at them. We mentioned Spearhead, so there wasn't a forced battle there. Okay, and they've dropped a very cautious to try to balance their formation. Let's push Fierce. We're involved in a fight. Close in. We can intimidate. So let's do an intimidate. Fails. Got a 16 to hit with the torso. What's the feint? 16 to feint as well. Let's do the feint. Let's go for a simple feint. Resists it. I'm gonna go for an offensive focus here. Got 35 to feint. We got 35 to hit. Let's go for the hit. Let's do the damage. Damage delivered. Now we're up to 35 for headshot. Go for headshot. Or 43 with headshot, actually. So, delivering a headshot. We're still in the 30s, so let's go. Torso shot. Defended. 24 with a headshot. Hard press him. Okay, he managed to put his stance back together. Damage is a bit there. Let's intimidate him. Into... Let's go for a grain shot. Not quite killing him, but a lot of damage. Crushing victory. Pretty bad damage to his formation. It's a side effect. Not as bad as killing him would have been, though. We're involved in another brief fight. Back to the same guy. Oof. That guy's about to have a bad day. $15 to hit. Run him down. Clear victory, because the other guy is, you know, dead. -6 from the Intimidate. Still try the Intimidate. It actually works. Feint is +1. Strike is +1. Shield's +0. Let's go for the Feint, because it's going to have the least bad effects if we fail. Successful misled. Damaging enemy stance. $17 on the knock. 18 on the hit. 8 on the simple. Let's go for the knock. Followed by torso swing. Doing some damage. $38 for the knock. And a head swing. $19 knock. 20 for torso. Let's go 20 torso. Darn. Try again. No, that's looking less plausible. 12 on the straight knock. Go for the straight knock. $9 for the headshot. No dice. 4 for the arm shot. Only hard pressed. Kind of hoping we get a hit off, because we probably almost killed him there. But either way, heavy damage to him. Which heavily damages the formation at this point. Let's drop commitment. Yeah, we got some pretty heavy imbalance here. Let's, in fact, I think they're probably gonna... Usual commitment, class capacity unit is reduced to 9. Whereas our intellect helps reduce that penalty. Let's actually drop the cautious so we start dropping the imbalance. They're going to be steadfast. I'll counter their steadfast and steadfast. Oof. Well, we got a guy in a fight again. Oh, against the guy that he almost killed before. Go for an intimidate. Doesn't land. Pretty high probability of failure right now, so just go for a simple. No, let's actually go for offensive focus. Failure. Oof, our stance is bad. We're gonna have to put that back together. Or at least try. Minus 52 on the track now. We're better off with recovering. Normal way. Okay, he's pretty exhausted. Still minus 22 on the trick. Okay, let's recover. No dice. Still minus 12. No, we need that recovery. Or we're going to have a decent likelihood of lending it. Whoop. Clear defeat for our guy. Julius. Up against a, well, comparatively fresh guy on the enemy side. Minus 21 to hit. No, going for a feint. Our men are not quite up to the standards that we set for them, apparently. We're much better at killing than they are. Okay, so they went for recovery, so we should get ours off. Yep. Fully recovered into a feint. They're going defensive focus. So we're probably just going to go feint into an offensive focus. I failed to get the offensive focus off. This is the last round. So if I want to do any damage, I need to do it now. We are still going to try a feint into a blow. Blow is probably going to miss. Yeah. Marginal defeat. Okay, we both disengage. Yeah, let's encourage the men. Get some most of our combat effectiveness back. Oh, we actually max rolled the oh no, base plus up to +3, so okay, we didn't min, but we didn't max. Back in. Apparently we're better off initiative-wise. So if they're going fierce, we'll meet their fierce with fierce. We gain the initiative doing so. Send the Gab in the spearhead. They tried to intimidate us, try to swing at us. We got a 32 on the return, so we're going back for the blood. Going for us? No, we go for you. He's going to try to rebound. We're just gonna go to bring him down. And the Gabinius scores a crushing victory, bringing down one of the enemy soldiers. Okay, so we are meeting our primary goal. It looks like this will be the end of the combat when they back off. So if we're trying to maximize damage at this point, we actually want to keep a pretty aggressive posture. Trick from -10. We'll try a trick. It's gonna fail, but yeah. Oh, you go into recovery then. Does get the recovery off. Recovery yourself. Okay, we're only 7 below him. Only +7 to hit with the sword strike, +7 with the feint. Go for the feint. Feint fails. They're going defensive focus. We'll take the sheer recovery and deploy it and intimidate. +2 to hit. +2 for simple feint. Go for simple feint. Didn't do very much. +6 for shield blow. Hit. Decent amount of stance damage there. +23 to hit. That's decent. Torso swing. Take it. Follow up with another torso swing. This is the last round probably, so we're doing what damage we can. Overwhelming victory. We're involved in a fight. New person for us. He has the initiative on us, but that's not necessarily a problem. +21 for the intimidate, +24 for the torso strike. So we're going to do an intimidate into a swing at him. Blocks it. $43 for the headshot. $58 for the headshot. He's trying to put himself back together, but it's too late. He's going down. Okay, we just need one reliable hit. Oh, I should have actually gone for the arm shot, but that works. Crushing victory! Heavy damage to the enemy formation. They, of course, dropped the cautious after that. It's like, oh, that's not going. It's not going their way. And we're involved in another fight. Our morale is high. We already have a 40 to hit. We're just gonna hit. 55 to hit. $45 to hit. 44 to headshot. Yeah, that one was resistant. Well, hard pressed. We did some stance damage instead of damage. Damage. And we're basically forcing him on the defensive. Let's do an intimidate. Now the intimidate fails. Okay. Torso swing, do some damage. This guy's just... We're just forcing this guy to constantly try to maintain his stance, otherwise he's just gonna get chopped to bits. 46 for headshot, yeah, go for the headshot. Yay! Torso has the highest hit modifier, so we're going for that. Bring him down. Another combat casualty to the enemy formation. Not quite at the point where we're killing people in enemy formation with just the normal combat battle damage. Oh, there we go. Normal troops inflicted combat casualty, and we're in battle. And he's already on the defensive. Let's go into Intimidate for a normal torso swing. Intimidate lands. Normal torso swing lands. Already inflicting first blood on this guy. He's trying to put his balance back together, but it's too late. And he's probably gone. Yeah. $17 to hit? We'll just go straight for the hitting. Yeah. To 33 now. $25 to hit. 32 to hit. Damaging the enemy's stance, but that's still a good place to be. 43 to hit. We're up in the 50s for the headshot, so we'll go for the headshot. $36 for the torso shot. Bringing him down. Again, Venius scores a kill. We're going to maintain fierce commitment. We're going to take more fatigue doing this, but our goal at this point is basically just to chop up the enemy formation as much as possible. Plus 10 to hit. Hit landed. Plus 28 to hit now. Hard press, it only damages stance. $17 to hit. 21 to hit. Ooh, we actually missed one there. Let's go in for a recovery. Uh, 18 for head, so we'll try it. Lands. I think if we get one solid blow in, we'll actually score another kill in this battle. Arm? No, defended. Plus 9 for the head, so we'll go for it. Nope. Essendarius over here gets to live another battle. Oh, the Essendarius, that and Essendarius. It's a new one this time, so we're up against a different one. This one's got 92 health. We already have 45 on the torso, 38 on the head. Oof. 55 on the head for the second swing. Only damages his stance, but still. $43 for the torso. Lands. Swapping over to the head for the follow-up. That lands as well. Any successful hit on this guy will remove him from the land of the living. And we've got a 50 for the torso swing. Only hard press. 47 for the head. We'll try the double hard press in a row. 63 for the torso. There we go. Another score for us, Lavinius. Gambinius is involved in a fight against the guy that he wounded in the previous one. All he needs is one solid blow, and this will be over. Doesn't get on the first swing. No point in leaving himself too open, so he'll try to restabilize himself. +6 against the head. Lands it. +22 against the arm. Lands it and ends his enemy. Clear victory for him, because obviously the other guy's dead. Involved in another fight. We're getting a little exhausted at this point. Probably at the next opportunity push ourselves to the rear if the battle isn't over by then. So we can give ourselves a breathing space. Just a little exhausted at this point. After the killing spree we've been on. +24 to hit. We're still gonna do some damage before this battle's over though. Okay, this is the last round. 31 to hit's decent. 40 for the head hit. Crushing victory for us. Okay, so we did not manage to rout the enemy in time, but we did drive their enemy confusion down to 269. So we've gone far beyond the primary goal, proving Caesar's opinion and getting a decent amount of valor for ourselves. And we have been awarded 2 awards. We have been awarded the Silver Armelia for this battle prowess, and we've been awarded the pair of Silver Toques for his battle prowess. So basically +22 opinion, both with Caesar and the troops. And looking at the time, on the high note of this award is we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break between parts to sip a little bit of tea, so hopefully the voice will last for the entire stream. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.